Hi everyone, it's Trishann Williams. I'm here with my brother James in his Barnes & Noble. We just got...
She got the special
We
lanyard.
just got done doing the Books and Bees Festival, hence the... So see, I was the moderator for the mystery genre with May Cobb and Pauline Lowry. It was so fun.
We'll have to tag them on this now.
We'll tag them on this. It was so fun. I got to read their new novels and meet them and ask them some questions, and it was super fun. But anyway, while we're here, we thought we would do a quick review since it's been a little while.
Books and Bees Festival. We haven't done one here in Barnes &
We're feeling very
Noble.
bookish right now.
I
feeling motivated. Okay.
I think this one we were supposed to do with Papa Pete, but he's been a little flaky lately.
Yeah,
so
we don't have time to wait for him. He hasn't read the last one we were.
I don't think, and he hasn't done the Patterson or.
Yeah, it was fine. It's fine.
So we're gonna do a review of. Who recommended this one?
So this came up when we were in Vegas because we were talking about I watched it.
The show.
I was talking about the show that I watched, and James was like, "Oh, that was a book," and it was by an author that we read a lot, and there it is. Bad Monkey, Carl Hiaasen. We did. I don't know if you.
Vince Vaughn's the character in the show.
Yeah, and if you remember, we did another Carl Hiaasen book with Logan.
Skink
and Dad. And so anyway, James was like, "Yeah, he wrote this," and I was like, "Well, I would be interested to read it," because I had already seen the series. So that's what we did. So that's what we're going to talk about.
And I really enjoyed Skink. And I know that Carl Hiaasen is pretty humorous in what he does. And so
did you see the series?
I have not seen any of the show.
So he's only read the book. So I've done both.
I do have a comment about that, though.
So do I.
So okay.
Well,
let's go. So what's the book about?
Well, here I'm going to read the. Okay. Andrew Yancey, late of the Miami Police and soon to be late of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, has a human arm in his freezer. There's a logical explanation for that. Logical. But not for how and why it was parted from its shadowy owner. You can tell that Carl wrote this. This is totally his writing. Yancey thinks the boating accident, shark luncheon explanation is full of holes, and if he can prove murder, the sheriff might rescue him from his grisly health inspector gig. Okay. It's a murder mystery in a way that only Carl Hiaasen can do.
Only Carl Hiaasen can do
fair.
it. Of course, as most of his do, it takes place in Florida. So,
well, between Florida and the Bahamas.
All right, Florida and the Bahamas. Yeah, Yancey lives in Florida though, and I guess there's more into this series. Am I correct? I think there's 3 books that he has with Yancey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he's got.
Oh, I'd be interested to see that.
Yeah,
I wonder if they're going to make those into any of the.
Yeah, I think he's got a few others in regards to Yancey. Okay, so first for me.
Okay.
I did not like this book to start off with.
Oh, okay.
Because I thought that the characters were way over the top flippant in their attitudes and how, come on, the law enforcement isn't really going to react this way. I get it's a small town in the Keys, and he's not really going to say, just take the arm to Florida.
That's never going to happen.
So, and I understand suspending reality for a little while, but that was just it was too over the top right off the bat, and I thought Yancey's character was just too flippant, and just not caring about anything or anybody or anything like that. So that's what kind of got me, but I persevered. And after a certain amount of time, I can't pinpoint where in the book, but after a certain point in time, he became a really good detective, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought he still maintained his flippant attitude, but he turned a little bit more serious.
Yeah.
He didn't disparage.
Well, he figured out there was something there.
And when he figured out that there was something there,
really something
and he wanted to try to save his job and all of that kind of stuff. And number 2, and then I'll turn it over to you. Well, number 2 was that having not seen the TV show, I can read the book and I can hear Vince Vaughn.
Okay, that's interesting.
In every single line that was there, and I could picture him. Perfectly cast. It's almost like he wrote the book knowing Vince Vaughn was going to be in the show. I know he didn't, but it seemed to me, I could picture it, the deadpan deliveries of the lines in the book perfectly, especially from the middle to middle on when, again, he was being a little more serious, but still deadpan with his delivery. So overall, after those first maybe 30 pages, I really enjoyed the book. After that, I thought it was a really good book.
So my
Even the monkey.
perspective, I think it's interesting to hear your perspective, because I don't know how I would have felt about the book if I had read the book first.
Okay.
Right? Because I saw the series, and I felt about the series similar to how you felt about the book. I was forced into watching it, and I didn't love it at first.
Okay.
But then I got very invested, and Vince Vaughn was, again, perfectly cast. So when I was reading the book, I had the series in my head already.
Okay.
So the character was Vince Vaughn.
Yes.
And because I already kind of knew the overall art of the story, I wasn't, like, I knew where it went.
So you've seen the show beginning to end.
All the way
Okay.
through. It was out last year.
Okay.
So I saw all of it before I ever started it. So I went with it as okay, I remember the scene, Whereas I'm afraid if I didn't know what would happen, I'd be like, I don't get it.
Right.
Because there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the book. It feels like a lot more in the book. Listen, I do want to say this. The book, the series was very well done.
Okay.
It sticks to the premise of the book. Again, Vince Vaughn is perfectly cast. The only thing that's really different is the dragon,
The lady, the
dragon
voodoo,
lady,
okay.
the voodoo lady, and then the character that has the monkey, like the character that's
what was his name?
I can't remember his name.
I forgot his name.
In the book, they're old,
Okay.
right? They're super old.
No. The
Yeah.
voodoo lady's old. The other guy. No, he is.
They're both old.
I think they said he was 60.
Yeah, in the series, they're young and hot.
Neville. Was the character.
So Neville and the
Oh,
and
in
the
the show
dragon.
they're-
In the show, they're young. It's Joshua Jackson's ex-wife. Like she's tall and slim and really beautiful. Like it's really sexy. And so when I'm reading the book, I was like, ew. Like what's happening here? Because in the series they were very young.
So some of the scenes that were in the book, like the monkey biting him,
Yeah.
that's in the show too?
Yeah.
I don't even know how you.
But it's not as creepy in the show because they're young and hot. Like in the book, it's really.
I
I think
get
that
it.
whole
I
thing
get
is
it.
really creepy. But in the series, it's not as creepy because it's.
I'm gonna have to watch the show.
You
I'm
have
just gonna have to.
You
watch
have
the
to watch the show, and then we'll have to do a little
Okay, well that's interesting because I agree. I found that whole part of it was really
creepy.
creepy.
But in the in the
not
series,
that it
it's
didn't
not.
belong in the book, because the whole book is just weird.
It's
in
weird.
general,
It's very
just
weird.
The characters are all like the guy. And spoiler alerts, but the guy who is missing
The arm.
an arm. Some of those scenarios are. Would you cut your own arm off to avoid jail?
I mean, you gotta read it in the context that it
I
is.
suppose,
But he
but
does
the-
that
the-
in. It's a little different in the series. It's a little different. I think it comes at a different time, but the premise is all the same.
Okay.
But it's just, I think it's the way that it's done visually. It's easier, I think, to put all the pieces together. Because in the book, there was so much going on that I feel like if I didn't already know, I would have been lost a lot of the time.
Well, I feel like a lot of what was put in there was like he could have had any other job,
Yeah.
but to be the roach killer,
I know.
to be the inspector,
Well, that's
the
just his
pest
personality.
restaurant inspector, and all of that. I also found it
And he
interesting-
is that in the series, too.
And he's that in the series too. It was interesting how all the restaurant owners, at least in the book, I haven't seen the series.
They're all
but in the
connected.
book, they're all connected.
It's like a little mob. Totally.
Was the Russian mob was
Yeah,
in there too?
it was a little bit of, there's a lot.
There was a lot.
This is going to be my summary.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Do them both. Read the book, watch the series. It doesn't really matter which order. It's really an entertaining story. You got to get out of it. It
Sure.
didn't happen.
Sure.
It's not
No,
going
of
to
course not.
happen.
Of course
It's not a true crime story. It's not. It's a funny romp that's entertaining. I enjoyed it.
And again,
I enjoyed it a lot.
I enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it. I will recommend it. I've already talked about it to
But I do think
customers
you want to see it too.
since then.
I think you want to watch it
My,
too.
my caveat to that was what I was saying at the beginning when it didn't get me at the beginning just because it was over the top unrealistic in my
Sure.
eyes. But again, I gave it that.
And the monkey is creepy in the whole thing.
The monkey's even in the show.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't understand why the monkey was there.
The
and I
monkey
didn't love
was
it.
the monkey from Pirates of the Caribbean.
I know.
Just so
And you could
you
tell.
guys watching know. So that so. But
Was it really?
His little
'Cause
story
it
was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. So.
So they did. There was one little small chapter where the monkey had thoughts, and this is what's going on in his head, and why he's such a jerk, and all.
That
of
was
this.
funny.
So that was funny. But then his little story about how he was cast into Pirates of the Caribbean and what he did to be kicked out of it. So it was cute.
It was cute. So anyway, so it's on Apple TV. If y'all are watching it, Carl Hiaasen.
I'll have to. I don't have Apple TV,
Oh, well,
but I did just now get Amazon Prime.
Okay.
You wonder if it's on there?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to take a look and see.
I don't know. All right.
What else? So, what are you reading right now? You just got finished reading.
I just got finished reading the stuff for my author panel, a couple of mysteries. I did read. Did I review the James Patterson Viola Davis? I think I already reviewed that. I had already read that. I read the new. Oh, I did read the new Sandra Brown, which we'll do it. I'll do the next
do
time
that
we
one next?
review.
Okay.
I read that. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. I liked it. It was slow for me. It was a slow burn.
Okay, I think next time we'll probably review Wild Dark Shore.
I'll read that next.
That was my pick. I've already finished it. I'll save my comments for when we do the review.
And I think just to give a heads up, because again, we met an author today. We may have some guest. We may have a guest author on, and we may have some guest reviewers on, and just kind of
expand our little. Thing
We'll
there.
still be us.
Right.
But
always be us.
As we meet people and they talk about, they think what we're doing is so interesting, and everybody likes to talk about books, so we may bring some guests in just to talk about different things.
To me, that sounds like a whole lot of fun.
Okay, sounds good. All right, take care. Bye.
Bye.